Boing, boing. Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Draw Along. As previously stated, the Draw Along is going to be a series where I draw stuff alongside you guys, or I guess I want you guys to draw alongside me, and just starting from scratch, starting from the beginning, which I think will be fun because it'll be kind of like a Bob Ross kind of situation, I guess. Okay, so I figured that for the first episode we start with something simple, something not too terrifying, something nice and cute and cuddly, like a Pikachu. We should get a picture for reference. Pikachu. Okay, this one looks good. Whoa. Pikachu. Okay. We'll chuck him over here. So, oh man, how do I get rid of this? Oh no, I erased part of his ear. Okay, let me find a different one. Okay, different Pikachu. Alright, you look okay. Never mind, it's freaking ears. It's this gosh darn ear situation we got going on here. Here, why don't I just like print screen. Alright, so now we got all these Pikachus, and we're going to use them as reference, I guess. So, I guess let's start from the beginning. Okay, so from the beginning, what do I usually do when I start? First of all, I make my background a little bit darker. I guess you can't really do this if you're doing it on paper, but I like to draw on something a little not white, because then that way I can work in white as like a highlight, and I don't know, to me it just makes it a little easier to see. But I don't think we're going to do too much shading today. Instead, we're going to be taking apart what it takes to draw Pikachu. What it takes to draw anything in general is just a basic, to me at least personally, is a basic understanding of shapes. So we've got circles, and we've got triangles, and we've got squares, and those are the three main shapes, I think. So because you can make anything out of these shapes. If you've got a triangle and a circle, you can make like a teardrop shape, right? If you've got a triangle and a square, two triangles and a square even, you can make like a parallelogram. Is that parallel? No, that's a trapezoid. Parallelogram is the one that looks like this. You'll see, I guess. Okay. Oh no. So we're gonna take a look at a Pikachu. Let's get to the drawing. Okay, so we'll look at this guy here. Oh, I can't. Why you no drawing? Okay. So this guy right here, or this guy, or let's do this guy because he's more on the center. So what is Pikachu made up of, right? Pikachu's got like a body, and people usually like to do like for creatures and stuff, you usually do like a circle for the head and like a circle for the body, and then you can tell his arms are like two little oval thingies. Like, this is obviously a very big simplification. He's got little circles for legs, he's got this zigzaggy tail. We can just freehand that later. He's got these pointed ears, which are just like ovals with triangles at the end, right? So like just the idea, maybe I'll I use a smaller brush so it comes off easier, and I'll use a colored one. Just the idea of like just seeing these shapes, you know, like a little oval with a triangle, little oval, triangle, circle. His head is kind of like a big circle and then like a fat circle on the bottom to get this kind of like chubby look on the side. And then circles for the cheeks, circles for the eyes, a little W for the mouth, little fat ovals for arms. His body is kind of got this like potato sack look to it, which you can kind of like, yeah. So like these are themselves are like one circle for each thigh, I guess, and then like a big circle for the body, which kind of smooths out to this kind of potato sack shape, you know. And so it's just the idea of like getting these shapes down and just kind of deconstructing it and making it a little more like bite-sized and palatable, I guess, because sometimes when you're trying to draw something, it's very intimidating because you're like, oh, there's so many details, I don't know how to start. But see, like right now, just by drawing like the outlines of the shapes, you already kind of got a Pikachu. And then if we want, we can like erase these sort of like extra lines that we did for guides, and then we'll have like a Pikachu, right? So from the start, I guess we can redraw that drawing, right? So, oh no. So we start with a little circle for the head. We start with a fatter circle for some chub. We start with some long ovals for ears, little points at the end. We'll have a little circle for an eye, W for a mouth, cheeks, and then circle for a body, like a fatter one for each leg, and then smooth that out. So basically, I guess if you're drawing with a pencil or even with a pen, it takes a little bit of nuancing with a pen, but what you can do is you can draw lighter lines for these kind of guidelines, and then you can sort of work around it, if that makes any sense. So we're just kind of practicing so that we know all the pieces of a Pikachu. So he's got arms, he's got legs, he's got kind of a round face, he's got two eyes, he's got bright red cheeks. That's where the electricity comes from. He's all around kind of tubby, but that's what makes him kind of cuddly. I think my Pikachu's a little slim actually, so I'll just round him out a little bit. And later on, we're going to be trying to draw our own Pikachus in different shapes, just to experiment how far can we push this design and still have a Pikachu looking Pikachu. So what else does a Pikachu have? He's got these little shapes on his back. We can see in the above drawing here that these little like points on his back are like actually stripes that go all the way across, you know. We've got his little lightning bolt tail that's got a little bit of brown at the bottom. I know now with the new Pikachus, they've got like a heart at the end of their tail to make it a girl. I'm gonna give this one a little bit of lipstick too. Yeah, you know, so like just like looking at these details, right? We've got the tip of the ears. So what's important, right? Tip of the ears right here, that's important. Stripes on the back, bottom of the tail maybe, lightning bolt tail, red cheeks, and like a W mouth seems to be the consistent theme here. So, oh no, I destroyed my old Pikachu. Okay, let's put away our guides. So, let's make a little, hello? Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's make a little checklist for what makes our Pikachu. So we've got ears, right? I guess I should draw this and make it black. We've got ears. Come on. Ears that are black tipped. We've got stripes along his back that are like little like spiky diamond thingies that these are also colored in. We've got his lightning bolt tail. I just kind of draw like a staircase, and then I draw like a staircase that kind of narrows in, and then the bottom part of it's colored in. And he's got his red cheeks. red cheeks and eyes and a W mouth. And then overall his shape is quite round. And so these are our steps. These are our check boxes for what makes a Pikachu look like a Pikachu. These are the design elements. Because besides that, he's just like a yellow blob, right? So let's try drawing another Pikachu from scratch. Don't look, don't cheat. Well, I mean, you can if you really want. I won't know, but I'm gonna try not to. So when I draw creatures, something that I like to do is I like to start with a bean shape. So, you can, draw. It's the name of the show. Draw along with me. So we're gonna start with a little bean. So if you guys don't know what a bean looks like, it kind of looks like, ooh. And how I kind of pull that apart is this circle, a circle, and then kind of like a curve of like the spine, I guess, of the animal, and then this is just kind of like the filling in. So then you kind of get this bean shape. And so Pikachu, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a I'm gonna give him a fatter bean because he's kind of tubs. Like this is one of our check boxes, right? So big fat head, big fat body. Pull that together, and then we're gonna smooth him out so that we get a little bit of a bigger eraser. So we get a bit of a tubby bean kind of shape. I'll make his head a little bigger. Alright, so we got our bean going right here. And so tubs, check. What's next? He needs ears, so we're gonna put 2 little ears here. So we got our little ovals. We have points on them. Okay. If you want, you can draw them with points on them to start. So I usually just draw like 2 bracket shapes and then I just connect them at the tip there. Or you can do the thing where you do the oval and then you draw the tip on, because then you already have the line here to shade in for the ear. So yeah, he's got 2 ears, 2 here. I'm gonna draw his face like right here, by the way, and then I'm gonna have him in like a crouching position, like he's about to do like a thunder strike or something, you know. And then he's got his cheeks, or no, what's next on the list? Stripes. So his back is gonna be right here. So I'm gonna put a stripe like right here, and then right here. And if you're drawing with pencil, then you can just erase this line that goes all the way through, and that way you know your line connects like properly, right? Either that, or you know, if you're drawing with pen, just do it really lightly, or draw in pencil first and then do the outline in like the final line in pen. That works as well. Alright, so then what's next? He's got his tail on his butt. So ziggy zag. How many steps do I want? Maybe I'll do like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then just to the point. And then the tail has a little a zigzag, and then like color at the bottom. And then he's got feet, say. So I guess we can put like, we'll just put little like nubs for feet for now. Maybe. How do we wanna? How do we wanna draw the feet? I guess like so. I don't know how to draw the feet. Okay, but what we remember before is his feet were 2 big circles, right? On his bottoms, like a rabbit. So then we can work from that. So we'll draw a big circle, and then we'll draw a circle for his foot. Actually, it looks pretty good. And then we'll just erase the lines that we don't need. And then we kind of got a leg going on here, and then his front legs, they're just kind of like in the middle, right? And they're like baguettes, I think. Yeah, they're like little baguettes here. So we'll name this checklist, and then we'll put a little baguette on here. So this baguette's going to be farther back, and it's going to be hidden by most of his face because his face is so fat and that arm's behind, right? And then I can just connect this here, so this arm's connected. Oh, he's looking a little derpy already. That's fine. Okay, so we've got the stripes, we got the tail. What's next is the face. So we gotta put a and then like eyes on the front, little W. Get some red on those cheeks. Yeah. And already you kind of look like you got a Pikachu, right? Just kind of neat. I'm gonna draw another one just to make sure that I kind of got this down. So I'm gonna get my blackish color again. I like to use a dark gray instead of a full black. And then we're gonna draw. I should erase my check marks so that we can start again. So we're gonna start with a tubby shape. So we're gonna put like a draw another bean, or we can draw like a peanut, which is just, you know, two circles and then you connect them, and then you got this kind of peanutty shape. And then we put his ears on, two little baguettes, points on them, and then his body is, our arms are like baguettes as well. Whoop, whoop, no, just hug himself. Little spikies. Oh no, his butt's really big, and then his feet's. But I mean, even this, as vague as it is, it's still like you can tell that it's supposed to be a Pikachu, which is kind of neat. Honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with how this is looking. Like you can look at this thing, this monstrosity, and still be like, hey, that's a Pikachu, kind of, right? Like they don't look like the Pikachu from the show necessarily, but they look like a Pikachu, right? So like here, if you look at this, there's some fan art on this Google search, like this. Oh, there's a brush tool. That's it. Like this. I wanna, yeah, I'll use the red because it stands up more. This doesn't look like the actual Pikachu, you know. This doesn't look like the actual Pikachu. This does not look like the. Is that official? I can't tell. You know, even like old Pikachu. Is there one of those here? I'm trying to find like an old. You remember old Pikachu? He looks kind of tubs. Here, I'll just do another screenshot. Oh. This is the one we want. Oh, I've got so many tabs. No, don't look at my tabs. Okay. This Pikachu. This is official art. This Pikachu is official art, and you put that beside the current Pikachu. These two right here, and they don't look totally different. But they still have all the elements, right? They got the little stripies on the back. They got the zigzag tail. They got the cheeks. W mouth. Eyes. Ears with the little tips on them. Like, that's what makes a Pikachu, right? Like, as long as you have these elements, you can be like, hey, that's a Pikachu. Maybe a weird looking Pikachu, but it's still a Pikachu. There's a Charizard Pikachu thing. You know what I mean? Like, so we can play with this. So let's play with this a little bit. Cause what time are we at right now? We're like 18 minutes in. We've got, maybe I'll go to like 25 minutes or something, I don't know. But here, we'll draw some more Pikachus. So let's experiment, okay? How about let's draw like let's draw a really round Pikachu, like the one in the official art, the old one. So what if we just had one big circle instead of like two big circles, you know, for like the body and the head. I'm just trying to get a circle here. Okay, and then we'll put the ears on. We'll put the face on. Put the cheeks. W mouth. Stripies. They just come in as triangles on the side, eh? They don't, because you're not seeing the back of it. And I'll erase this line so that we can see what that kind of looks like. Perfect. And then, you know, we can put legs on him like this. And then we'll put a little zigzag. And then you can give him a little, like, you know. So say we have his legs as that. So I just put like 2 circles and then little points at them for legs. And then we give him little nubs for arms, you know. Doot. There we go. 2 little nubs for arms. And even then, this still kind of looks like a Pikachu. Like, it's a really weird Pikachu. But I mean, it's still a Pikachu, kind of. And that's the whole point, right? Is that we can kind of get kind of a Pikachu, like regardless, as long as we get these aspects, you know. And then we just like, here, let me. Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna build like a palette. This, and then look at some yellow. Or something a little less yellow. There we go. And then so like, say we just like, and then just color it yellow, and you're like, hey, that's a Pikachu. Like it just looks like it, right? So I mean, we can draw anything and make it look like a Pikachu if we really wanted to, and that's kind of what the point of this, I guess, part of the channel is that I don't want to teach you how to like draw one way of drawing a Pikachu and then that's the only Pikachu you draw, right? I don't want like every Pikachu you look at to look like, you know, to look like this, or to look like this, or to look like this, or to look like this. I don't want to just be like, okay, this is how you draw a Pikachu, and from that point on you can only draw a Pikachu that like faces forward like this, you know? What I want is for you to understand how to take apart things that you want to draw and then draw them into whatever you like, you know. At this point then you can experiment and you can draw Pikachus as beans or as balls, you know. What if we want to draw a long Pikachu? We just, you know, we'll start with like a long, like a snake body, like, whoa. Okay, and then we'll give him the ears. Nice. Put the tips on the ears. We'll give him the face, so eyes, and then cheeks, W mouth. Color in the cheeks. Put the stripies on. And then this and then this still looks like a Pikachu, right? We'll just, you know, I'm just gonna thicken up the brush a little bit so that we can color, and then color the yellow in. Bam! It's a weird like wormy eel Pikachu, but it's still a freaking Pikachu. Like, you can look at it and you're like, that's a Pikachu, you know? It's really weird. But that's what visual design is. Like, that's what design elements are. That's why you can see fan art of like things that don't look exactly like the original art, but you can be like, still, that's a Pikachu, or that's a whatever, you know. And that's what's fun about drawing, is that you don't have to, like, I think part of the stress, especially drawing things that are already drawn, like cartoon characters, and then trying to draw cartoon characters and then being like, that doesn't look like a Pikachu, you know, kind of thing. It's like, well, that's fine. It doesn't look like that Pikachu, like, doesn't look like the Pikachu from the cartoon maybe, but it's still a Pikachu, you know. Like, it's because as long as this is what we've narrowed it down to, right? As long as it's got the ears, let me narrow this. As long as it's got the ears, it's got the stripies on the back. It's not even, we don't even have a tail here, and it still looks like a Pikachu. So maybe not even the lightning tail. As long as it's got the face, the red cheeks I think are very important, and the W mouth. And as long as it's got some tubs, like, maybe not. Maybe we can make a really thin Pikachu. It'll look kind of scary maybe, but it'll be fun. We'll make a really tall Pikachu. So like like whoa. Oh, that's spooky. So I'm just trying to draw like a really long peanut shape. Oh no, don't. I'm not gonna continue that shape. What if like, yeah, and then we'll have legs here. Ears. It looks kind of like a kangaroo, but that's fine. Tail with the lightning bolt. Tip the ears. Put the stripies on. Put the arms. We'll give him little T-Rex arms. Eyes. W mouth. Cheeks. And look at this. Look at what we have here. It's a gosh darn Pikachu. Like, it's kind of scary, but it's also kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of endearing. It's still a Pikachu. And that's the draw along, everybody. We've got, you know what, I can make this half an hour. We've got 3 minutes, five minutes left. Let's draw one more Pikachu before we go. So I'm gonna we'll take these guys aside, and we'll move this guy here. We'll move this guy here. So like, that's all you have to remember. You want to draw a Pikachu, start with just a random shape or whatever shape you feel like the Pikachu is in, and then give it ears, the face, the stripies on the back, the tail, the cheeks. The cheeks are like the most important. I think the face, cheeks, and ears are like the base, right? Like if we, okay, so let's try. If we just draw the ears, the face, and the cheeks, that's a Pikachu. Like, it's maybe a little harder to tell. Maybe if you put the lightning bolt. Oh, that's not. It just, like, you can tell that's a Pikachu, which is kind of neat. Like, that's really fun, you know. But what if we take off the ears? You know what? Maybe it's just a face. If you just have the face, you can still kind of tell it's a Pikachu. Like this, I don't know. That's what makes it fun. Let's draw a giraffe Pikachu, because I like to draw giraffes. Alright, so when I draw a giraffe, I start with like a rectangle for the head, and then a long rectangle for the neck, and then a fatter rectangle for the body, and then little rectangles for the legs. Oh, this is like a brontosaurus. And like, I like purposely draw it with like no perspective in mind, because it's, I don't know, it's funny to me that way. And then, so, oh yeah, so here's an easy way to show things that are behind the body, like a leg on the other side. The body will merge with the leg if it's on the same side, but if it's behind, then it won't. And you can even like shade it a little bit to show that it's behind, you know. And then right here, the neck will merge with the body, and this part will merge with the body. All right, so here we go. Ears. Tip the ears. Face. I'm just gonna put here. I'm just gonna put. I'm just gonna put one side, because like the other side of the face you can't see. So I'm just gonna draw one side of the face. So one half of the W. Little cheek. Put the stripies on the back. Put the lightning bolt, and there you go. Oh no, let me. There we go. There you have it, kids. It's a gosh darn giraffe Pikachu. Wow. Wow. It looks like a Pikachu. And that's super fun. I don't know. We have all these weird Pikachus, and we have our old ones. Oh no. Are old already. Like, these are more 2 model Pikachus, and I'm gonna color these in too, because it's fun. Yeah, I'm just like really really just roughing it out here, but because I just wanted to have the color down so you can kind of see what it looks like with the yellow behind it. And there you go. You guys know how to draw a Pikachu now. Just remember these aspects here, and you can make anything a Pikachu. Welcome to the draw along, guys. I'm excited to do a lot more of these with you. Not all of them will be character based. Some of them will be more based on, I guess, technical stuff. We'll see. I don't know where I want to take this yet. But until next time, thanks for joining me. Bye. Okay. Totally forgot. I was gonna put this in before, but I forgot, and then I ended the video. I'm gonna have. I want to host these somewhere so that, you know, if you want, you can share your draw alongs with everyone. Because I want, like, okay, maybe just for me, I want to see what everyone else drew. Because I want to see what weird Pikachus you drew today or this week, I guess. So I want to start a Tumblr tag, hashtag #ZeroSauceDrawAlong. I'll type it out in case you can't read that because my writing's kind of bad. ZeroSauceDrawAlong. That font's really big. Get small, please. Yeah. #ZeroSauceDrawAlong. I'll put a little hash. No, hash. I don't know how Tumblr text. Like, just put #ZeroSauceDrawAlong in the tag, I guess. And then that way we can search it, and then we can see what people drew, and it'll be kind of neat, kind of fun. That's all. I'm gonna post mine there, and then you guys can do whatever. Yeah. Okay, bye.